Hi, this is Bill McMillan coming to you from Capel Arena on the campus of Fayetteville State University for this segment of Chalk Talk with Coach Eva Patterson-Heath. The Lady Broncos come in on a roll, having won 7 games in a row, 13 of their last 14, in first place in the CIAA Southern Division. Coach, a 71-62 win Saturday night over Johnson C. Smith. Kristen Hanser again, 19 points, 6 rebounds. Akeisha Resper, 16 points. Alicia Person, 14 points. You know, it was a real seesaw battle in the first half. Both teams seemed like they would get hot, then they would get cold, then hot again. They were actually down, the Lady Broncos were 32-30 at the half. What'd you say to the ladies at halftime?
We talked about the fact that we hadn't gotten to the free throw line during the first half, and that meant we weren't attacking, so we had to change that. We were going more east to west rather than north to south. We also talked about rebounding, and then most importantly, we talked about being focused and ready for the game, not taking anyone for granted, because in the CIAA, on any given night, anything can happen.
That's right, and then you came out in the second half, you were able to grab the lead, 10 minutes to go. You're up 53-46, 7-point advantage. What was the turning point in the second half for the Lady Broncos?
I thought it was our pressure. We went to our half-court trap, and that created some steals for us and some easy scoring opportunities. And then again, we were attacking, so that made a difference in the game.
It always seems like the Lady Broncos are at their best when they're attacking and putting pressure on. They're able to really get into a flow of a game that way.
We're letting our defense dictate the offense.
So, and then you mentioned that earlier. In the first half, you didn't shoot any free throws at all, but then you came back in the second half, converted 16 of 21 from the charity stripe. Was that a change in philosophy or for the second half, or more just better execution of getting the ball down inside and able to draw some fouls?
I think it was a little bit of both per se. Again, as I said earlier, we needed to attack, and Kristen was able to do that. I think she was 7 for 8. She finished the game at that number of attempts. Akeisha Resper was attacking. I'd like to speak, though, about Alicia Person, because there were periods of times where we couldn't score, and she, in first half and even in the second half, and she came in and she hit some big shots for us. I think she finished the game with 14 points, and that may have been a career high for her here.
So great battle down there in Charlotte. Always good to come away with the victory when you go to hostile territory. Again, the Lady Broncos improved to 7-0 in the conference, 15-2 overall, and they're really preparing for that tough Southern Division conference stretch. Will be coming up starting this week, as they will be back in just a minute to preview the games at Livingston, and then at home Saturday night against Winston-Salem State. We'll be back in just a moment with more Chalk Talk with Coach Eva Patterson-Heath. Hey, and this is Bill McMillan back again in Capel Arena for another session of Chalk Talk with Lady Broncos coach Eva Patterson-Heath. Coach, this Wednesday night going to Livingstone, tough place to play over in Salisbury. The Lady Blueberries come in 6-10 overall, 2-5 in the CIAA. They've lost 3 of their last 4, but they've got a great scorer in Sierra York coming in averaging 13.2 points per game, and then Ashley Walker 10.8 points per game. They've got 4 players averaging in double figures. What's the game plan going to be on Wednesday night to try to slow that offense down?
Well, Bill, it's going to start with our defense. It'll start and stop there with defense and being aware of where the shooters are at all times and contesting the shots. Anytime you're on the road, our mantra is 4 goals that we really try to accomplish. 1, again, it starts with our defense. 2, we want to out-rebound our opponents. 3, we want to value the basketball, meaning we want to limit our turnovers. And then 4, we want to shoot better than 70% from the free throw line.
All right, and it seems like that the Lady Broncos always dominate the paint. How important it is to get Shenonda Ashford and Tierra Coleman involved early and really put the other team on the defensive and potentially get them into foul trouble early?
Well, I don't think we're trying to get them into foul trouble. Our strengths are our inside play. Shenonda Ashford, Shaq, and Tierra Coleman are certainly 2 key components to what we do, in addition to the transition scoring that we get from Kristen Hanser.
So, and then on the offensive side of the ball, you've been very good at protecting the ball this season and really limiting your turnovers. Is that a philosophy? Is that something y'all really preach in practice, or are the girls just that good at holding on the ball and making the great decisions?
I don't. We do emphasize that in practice, and that's one of our goals for every game is limiting the number of turnovers that we make. But that's a work in progress. We've been up and down with our assisted turnover ratio all season. Our last outing at Smith, we had our lowest turnovers with lowest number of turnovers with 14. So that certainly helped us win that basketball game.
So some great ladies basketball this Wednesday night, 5:30 tip-off in Salisbury. The Lady Broncos against the Lady Blueberries of Livingstone. And then Saturday night you get to come home for some home cooking. Winston-Salem State comes around, and it doesn't seem to be, they're kind of down this year. They're 9-8 overall, but it seems like whenever these two teams get together, you can throw the records out because it's always going to be a battle with those folks.
It is. Winston is a natural rivalry for us. It's always competitive no matter which gym you're playing in. They have a new coach whose philosophy it seems to be centered around defense because they're leading the nation, or the second leader in the nation in scoring defense. So I believe his emphasis is on defense, and he's seeing the fruits of those rewards there.
You talk about that defense. They're holding opponents to shooting just 35% from the field and then forcing 23 turnovers a game. What makes their defense so good?
I would believe that it's the young student athletes buying into the coach's system, period.
So, and then on the offensive side, Taylor Wells leads the Lady Rams. She comes in averaging in double figures and seems like she can score inside. She can shoot the three-pointer. How do you hope to contain her Saturday night?
We have to know where Taylor is at all times. And as you said, she can score from the three. She can put the ball on the floor and get it to the basket. So our own ball defense has to be on top of her at all times. We can't lose her. We have to know where she is on the court.
And it seems like one weakness the Lady Rams have is they're prone to fouling and getting into foul trouble. Are you going to alter the game plan any to maybe exploit that a little bit or to take advantage of that, or is it just more of a case of we're going to do what we do and let the cards fall where they may?
Yeah, yes, Bill. We're not going to do anything to try to force them into getting into foul trouble. We'll just play our Lady Bronco basketball.
All right, an exciting week of Lady Bronco basketball. 5:30 on Wednesday at Livingstone, and then right here Saturday night in Capel Arena, 5:30 tip-off against the Winston-Salem Lady Rams. This is it for this session of Chalk Talk with Coach Eva Patterson-Heath. I'm Bill McMillan.